are Heather and Paul Christie.
And for over 12 years, we've worked with executives and entrepreneurs to accelerate change in every aspect of their business.
Because we are in the fastest paced business environment that anyone has ever seen before.
So join us for the Evolve to Win show. And welcome to another Evolve to Win show with Heather and Paul.
Good morning.
How are you, Heather?
I'm doing great today. How are you doing today?
Did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend. So this weekend I got to watch Paul play in the Ultimate Tennis Championships as well as some of our other friends. And it was exciting. It was fun.
And I will not keep you in suspense. Lost. As bad as that is.
Well, you may not have won that match, but you did come in second place. So
I did.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Second place out of
good.
your flight, which was like 20 guys,
yeah, 20.
right?
So it was good.
It was
good.
Great showing, great match. And
I'm just really beat up today, like physically beat up today.
You look a little bit tired today.
I am. But
so anyway, we're talking today about our single best year-end ritual. And, I think we all have different rituals at the end of the year. And many, many people focus on what has to change. And that's a really good thing to do, of course. And it's something that we all do. It's like, what is this next level for 2019? Where do we want to go?
Yeah, because everybody's all planning on like, okay, I'm kind of good what I did last year, but where am I going next year? Looking into the future, like the vision. It's all about the vision, right?
Yes. And a lot of people get focused on where do I suck? Like what do I have?
What did I do wrong?
What did I do wrong? Where do I need to fix? What do I need to fix? And I think we're kind of wired to do that because we have this thing called New Year's resolutions that we were taught from a young age that we need to focus on. And those are all good. Don't get me wrong. New Year's resolutions, goal setting, all of that is fantastic. But I think there's the ritual that we have is one that I think many, many people miss or maybe don't pay as much attention to. So here it is. It's about taking time to really sit down and reflect on all of the great things that happened this year. So taking time to acknowledge yourself, to look at the wins that you had, really relive some of those experiences, even the ones that in the moment maybe didn't seem so great, just the fact that you got through them and how you got through them. So it's really a time for reflection. It's a time for gratitude. And why don't you share how we typically do that exercise?
So what we do is we always plan a day towards the end of the year, like around this time, and Heather and I head out to the beach. And we will spend a couple hours out there, maybe in the morning, and then head out for lunch afterwards. But during that time, we just really not only just talk about the things that we accomplished throughout the year, but we also write down all of the things that we've done. And I'll ask for your feedback on that. Is what do you get when you start writing down just some of the things, some of the wins that you've had? I know it's easy. Sometimes it's easy just to come up with the first couple ones.
Yeah.
But what happens as you do that?
So that's exactly, I think about it every year. I go through the same kind of process where the biggest wins will show up quickly and you write those down. And sometimes it'll be the wins that were most recent, like, because, you remember like how something great happened last week, but it's harder to go back in the year and remember. So what usually happens is we'll sit down and we each have some quiet time where we're just writing. And the first few things I write down and then I kind of sit there like, okay, is that it for the year? And then we force ourselves to stick with this exercise, not for just a couple minutes or 5 minutes or even 10 minutes. Usually we'll go 30 minutes or more where there are blocks of time where you're just not writing and you're just thinking, and then something will come up and then that'll spur another memory and another memory. And listen, this whole process of acknowledging yourself, something that we know human beings are typically not good at is acknowledging yourself. And we work with a lot of really high performers. And here's how high performers do things, is they achieve constantly, but rather than reflecting and celebrating the moment of achievement, they're already out of the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And so I want to talk for a moment too about why this matters psychologically for us. Like, what does it do for you? Mm-hmm. When you take that time to sit down and reflect and write down everything that comes up for you, how does that impact you mentally, emotionally?
Well, I am kind of pessimistic by by nature. I
Mhm.
just kind of look for, I mean, for me, it's really great because I do need to have that time just to really acknowledge myself for actually accomplishing the things that I've done.
Because it's not natural for you,
Yeah,
right?
because I look back right now, if I just think about this right now and I look back, I can probably pick out maybe one or two things that I've done that I feel like that I've accomplished.
Mhm.
And I know for a fact that there's tons more. And I think one of the other tips for that is using your calendar as well.
Definitely.
Going
Definitely.
through kind of just starting in January of, the beginning of the year and just going week by week and taking a look at what you've done, what's in your calendar, because you find a lot of hidden little gems in there that you just totally forgot about.
Yeah. And one other thing that I do is I look back at our notes from our huddles that we have together on a daily basis, because a lot of times we're sharing wins during that time. So we were talking about how it makes you feel emotionally, what it does for you psychologically. And you were saying, if you don't force yourself to do this is not something you would otherwise do. Right. I know
Totally.
that you don't spend any amount of time acknowledging yourself. And I'm the same way. I don't take enough time to celebrate my wins. So I have to be intentional about this. But why do we do it? So think about this. We all know that thoughts are things, and what we focus on, we create more of. So you think about it. If you're always thinking about the next thing, the growth opportunity, the change you have to make, where you're
or what you did wrong.
What you did wrong. If you're focusing a lot of energy, because I know that most of you out there, you will not just think about what you've done wrong. If you do something wrong, you dwell on it, you over amplify it, you give it so much power. So what about doing that at times with the things that you've done well? So psychologically, when you focus on gratitude and you focus on the things that you've accomplished, you're rewarding yourself in a way. You're telling your subconscious mind, this is a good thing and I want more of this. And so when you're on the lookout throughout the year for wins, for things that you've accomplished, and you get in the habit of doing this every single year, you're sending yourself a very specific message. I really like to celebrate my wins and my accomplishments, and that means we're going to accomplish more. So there's a psychological and emotional benefit for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're, and if you want to do this in a fun way as well, you can either, stay at home and do it. Maybe.
Yeah, not everyone can go to the beach or wants to go to the beach in December. Sorry.
Right. But another way of doing it too is get kind of the fun stuff out of the kind of the work out of the way, which is, writing down your wins, which is kind of fun as well. Mm-hmm. But then have, maybe that nice bottle of wine or something to just be able to celebrate that with, and then just kind of keep the juices flowing and continue that conversation as you start to look forward into next year.
Yes. And so after we create our list, and again, it feels painful. We just did a strategic retreat with a client group. So with a leadership team just last week in Orlando, and we gave them 5 minutes to write down. Just 5 minutes was all. And I'm telling you, they did the same thing that we go through, which is the first big ones come up automatically. And then so you see some people kind of getting uncomfortable and looking around and, feeling less than because they don't keep writing. But every single one of them continued to write and continued to write and continued to write. 5 minutes felt like a really long time for them. So imagine doing that for 30. But then you sit down and then you start sharing those. And listen, the holidays are a time often that you get together with family who you don't always get to see. And a lot of times those conversations can seem like the same conversation as the last year. So one of the things I want you to consider, if you've never done this exercise before, if you have kids who are coming home to visit, or if you're going to be with your parents or whoever, think about doing this as kind of a family exercise. There's no greater way to really get in touch with each other and have such meaningful and fun conversations during the holidays. So I challenge you to take that on. If you have any other year-end rituals that you really enjoy, that really help you kind of set your mind and get you fired up for the upcoming year, please share them with us.
Yeah, put it in the comment section.
Yeah.
If you're on Facebook Live.
So we've got just a couple of sessions left before the year officially wraps up. But I know we're headed hard into the holidays. So hoping everybody has really, really safe and awesome holidays. If you're traveling, be safe, stay warm. And thanks for tuning in. So if you haven't connected with us yet, you can go to heatherchristie.com. Please sign up for our leadership list where you will be sent different tips, and you'll also get sent the podcast here so that you have that on a regular basis.
So thanks for watching and listening to another Evolve to Win show, and take care. Bye now.
Have a great day.